Hello, fairy finders and fairy seekers. Welcome to FaerieQuest and to the new series, Scrying for Fairies. What we have here is a Dutch oven and a spoon and water. And it is sitting on my stovetop because I have a light in the hood of my stove, and that shines into the Dutch oven and gives images. What you're about to see are pictures from 2 video clips, and they were a total of 1 minute and 13 seconds and 1 minute and 37 seconds. And you'll be able to tell the difference because in the first one I didn't cover over my stovetop, and you'll see some bits of grime there. And the second one I did cover over the stovetop, so you didn't have to look at that and it wasn't distracting. So that's what you're going to see is about 25 pictures, I believe, from the scrying sessions that were done on March 6th. Also, if you make it to the end, there is a surprise ending here that I think will be really worth your while to see. So, let's check out the pictures. This first photo shows a elf. And you can see his very interesting looking ear here. He comes down here to a very pointed chin. Up here, he's got a pointed nose, which is actually lit up. And his eyes are here, although they're dark, you can't see them. And the top of his head with a bit of spiky hair. We can also see part of an arm here. And I'm pretty sure over here as well, and part of the body. Picture 2 shows an image of a small fairy blowing a kiss. Here is the hand, the arm, some wings, and this is the head, although we cannot see a very defined face. We can see some hair and perhaps a little bun, and part of the body. Picture 3 shows that same fairy, only the hand is now up closer to the chin. We can make out a nose and an eye and hair, a little bit more, and maybe a little bit more of the body, but not a lot, and lots of wing action here. The next picture shows another fairy, although we can't really see, and I'm not sure if this is the same one, but we have pursed lips and an eyeball. We've got the wings again, some of the body, and some pretty crazy hair. So this might have been that same fairy as the water swirled, morphing a bit. The next picture is also a fairy, a different one, I believe. We can see the gossamer wings here, the shape, okay? And we see more of a head with 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth in kind of an O position. And this one shows what I believe is a male wearing a very interesting hat. We can see an eye, and a nose, and a mouth, and here is the chin. His head comes here. This would be an ear, and we can kind of see an outfit of sorts, but again, a bit blurred, not super clear, and it almost looks like there's a poodle over here. And here we have what kind of reminds me of Gizmo from the movie Gremlins. We can see little eyes right here, the dark spots, a little nose, little mouth. He's got kind of the pointy ears, and this one has a little top that I don't remember Gizmo having. This one is actually a mouse. So we have a hat. We can see the shape of the ear. Come down here. Here is the face. There's an eye. There's an eye. There's a nose. So it isn't always people that we pick up. And we kind of have a face here too. But it was the mouse that really stood out. And in this one, we have the face of an elderly woman, I believe. Here is a bun. And we don't have a body, it's just the head. And here is the top of the head, the nose. Here is the mouth, kind of a cheek crease. chin, eye would be here. And I'm not going into this one too far because I will give you a spoiler alert. She is part of the surprise ending. Switching now to the other scrying session where I covered my stovetop. The first picture is what appears to be a baby or a toddler wearing a hooded striped kind of outfit. We can see an eye, a nose, mouth. Here's the whole head underneath the hood. And these could be legs that aren't really defined. The next picture was kind of fun to watch. It began looking like somewhat of a dragon and morphed itself into this absolutely adorable little unidentified species of fairy. Okay, she has a bow. Here's big eyes, dark head, but she's like leaned over this, I'm going to call it a branch. Her body just easily flows, kind of like there's no spine. But I thought she was adorable. And here we have what I'm assuming is a female fairy. We can see the little nose here, and her eye would be in here. Hair, you can see the bangs coming down here. And she's pulling out her long hair with her hand. So she's got her hand in here underneath her hair. And then here's part of her body. And here we have a hat. Can't really see the eye because the hat is kind of down and over the eye, but we do have a nose. We have a beard, longer hair, and looks like there's a hooded jacket to go with it, but that's really hard to tell. And here we have the head and body. So here's an arm. I'm assuming this one is a girl, but I can't be absolutely positive. It looks like the hair kind of twirls like this, but we have an eye, a nose, a mouth. Here's an ear, little pointed ear. Now the hair could also just be here. It's very hard to tell because it wasn't clear as it was swirling. This looked like a little scared guy here. And we have an arm, we have another arm, here's part of a body, again another species that I'm not sure of, but the eye can really not be mistaken, and the mouth, and the nose holes. So I thought he was kind of an interesting little one. We can almost see toes. And I really love this guy. Very difficult to miss. We have the eye, we have the mouth, the nose, maybe a horn, and almost like a beard, like a goat would have. And then of course the body here, which is not probably fully formed, but I thought it was a really cool picture. And here we have a white being. We see an eye, another eye. Here's the nose, right here it's curved. Here's the mouth. We can see the chin. Sheer white. Here is what the last white one kind of turns into right here. And we see the eye and the mouth. But also here we have a small fairy. Not sure what species. She has long grayish blue hair. Here is the face in profile. We have a hand and arm here, and the rest of her we can't really see. However, there is also it's kind of like a podium almost is what it looks like. Right here, the little square, and then here's the pedestal. And here we have what appears to be an animal. I believe it to be a dog. We have the nose here. You can see the nose holes. Here's the shape of the head. Here's an ear. Can't really see the other ear, but we also have an eye, and the other eye would be here. Cannot take a guess as to what breed of dog this is. So If anyone has lost a pet recently, perhaps this is your pet coming to say hello. Here we have a little face here. There's an eye, there's an eye, there's a nose. We have a hat that kind of has side fun tassels, it looks like. Comes over here. And here is part of this being's body. She also has a doll right here that she is holding with her arms quite tightly. Here's the doll's face, and the doll has some crazy hair on each side, lots of hair. But she is right here. And every now and then we will get an eyeball. We are looking at them, so they might as well look at us back, right? Can't really mistake this. And here we have a very light little being. We have the hair here, the little face that comes down. There's a nose, there's an eye. Here's the rounding of the face, little mouth there. I believe a neck, and you can see an arm here, a little darker than the rest. Another arm here. And that's about all that we can see of that one. And this is one of those that if you step back, you can see her more clearly. The last picture before the surprise ending, we have possibly what the last picture morphed into. But this one has kind of a fuzzier hat. Looks like there's a beard here. Right here. Here's an eye, here's an eye, here's a nose. And this one seems to almost be dressed for the winter, like in Alaska. Seems to have on almost like a parka and gloves. Here's an arm. Here's another arm. And here's part of the body. So that's it for the still pictures for this video. Okay, so I promised you something special here, and this is the very first recording I did for the scrying on the 6th of March, and as you can see, as I've showed you before, my dirty stovetop. And we're almost to the end of this particular recording, and I wanted to show you, in here we can see what appears to be a child. There's an eye, a nose. We've got some kind of blow away hair a little bit, and a cute little hat. Okay, now if I advance this one at a time, which is actually how I find the pictures that I'm showing you in this video, but if I advance it, as you can see, things are changing. Okay, and if you look up here, we have something that wasn't there before. I'll go back. Not here. Now it's here. Keep advancing. Now it looks almost like the, I don't know, barrel of a shotgun perhaps, at least the very tip of it, because there's one here and there's one here. We just can't see the hole as well in this one. And as we can see, her hat is still here, but she is morphing. So we'll do again. Now these are kind of planted in whatever this is, part of the hat, or what used to be the hat, but you can see the old person here, and I'm going to say it's an older woman because I believe this is a bun. Okay, and here's her nose and her mouth and her eye. She looks kind of angry, and we're going to advance. Now she looks as though she's in great pain. Okay, if you can see kind of the scrunched up face. Her eye is now scrunched. Her nose is kind of scrunched. Her lips are drawn together. She's just in a lot of pain. And it changes again. Now it's beginning to look almost robotic. And here we have like a metal faceplate now. So it's almost as though that young girl, the child that was right here. Right here. 2 eyes, nose, hair, hat. There's that, whatever that is making changes take place. The older woman, the in agony older woman, and the change to what appears to be robotic faceplate, metal. Now, I find this interesting and choose to share this with you because there are those who are saying that the name of the virus ends in 19. And 19, if you take the 1, that's an A. And if you take the 9 and you count it in the letters of the alphabet, it's an I for artificial intelligence, AI. And some are saying that that's what the 19 in the virus name means. So I thought, you know, the fairies share a lot with us, so I thought this was a really interesting thing to see. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Here she is again. We'll just go through it one more time. Take it with a grain of salt, but I find it very interesting that this is what is showing. So anyway, that is the surprise ending here, and I'll let you decide what you think of it. So again, thank you for stopping by to view the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care.